You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
Gang. You have it on your phone too?
Yeah.
Didn't even know that. I'm gonna burn myself in the fire.
Careful this week.
The fire and the flames. You like that song by Dragon Slayer?
Oh. Ow. Ouch. So
So whatever. It's like episode 58 or something. I don't know. Probably. It's like April.
What?
It's like Wednesday, April 13th or whatever. You'll be hearing on some Friday, the 15th or whatever. Good Friday. Happy Good Friday, Gavin.
Sounds like a good day.
This is the day Jesus rolled in his grave.
He rolled the rock in front of his grave and he said, "Don't bother me, I'm sleeping."
And he said, "Don't let me come out for 3 days.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk." You know what Jesus said before he rolled the rock in front of him? He said, "Don't talk to me unless I've had my coffee."
Don't talk to me until I've had my morning, my morning head.
My morning job.
My morning Joe.
Gavin,
Joe
I haven't
Scarborough.
seen you in so long, and here we
been
are.
It's been like 2 weeks 2 weeks. We're doing virtual again this week, guys. I don't know if you can hear it.
No, we're not. We're in front of the fire.
I mean,
we're
we're
at the
in a great...
Zoom headquarters. Zoom invited us out to be at their headquarters today at the fireplace. At the fireside.
It's really animated.
Fireside chat.
Yeah, it's really animated.
We're having a
You can see it.
fireside chat with Rick Rubin.
Yep.
It's very animated. The fire is a roaring one today.
Getting hot in here.
So, yes, we are virtual again. I just got back yesterday from L.A., which I will talk all about that in detail.
Some bunchy boys.
Some bunky toys. And Gavin is very busy. And it just
the
so
end of
happened.
semester.
Yeah, whatever, dude. It's the end of my rope. Gavin is very busy right now, so in order to make things work, instead of just completely skipping an episode, we came to a compromise. It was a long night of subtweeting at each other, saying terribly awful things that I will not repeat, and we finally came to.
You'd really have to go look for it yourself, honestly.
Right. I mean, it's all been deleted, but it is still out there. But we came to a ceasefire. We, just like the Russians, we opened up some humanitarian corridors. What is that? What is that?
It's my fidget toy.
What is it?
It's a phone stand.
Oh, it is? It looks like something that you would kick a paper football through. We opened our humanitarian corridors to allow us to do a Zoom episode this week. So we will be hopefully back next week to our regular scheduled program with a guest, which I was going to mention that before.
Oh, that's
today.
okay.
But possibly with a guest. I need to
Yeah.
double check with him to make sure, but it could be coming up. Gavin, how art thou?
I'm tired, and I'm tired. I had to play this past weekend.
Yes, let's talk about that goddamn play. I want to know all about it.
So I was the old man in Little Shop of Horrors, and his name was Mushnik, and I was also Skip Snip. I was part of one of the people that were signing. I'm trying to get Seymour to sign a contract to do something. I don't know what, but it's a contract.
Why was Seymour trying to skip getting snipped?
Yep. So
You don't actually have to tell me the whole story.
no.
Okay.
So Thursday we had the opening night. And opening night was a little bit shaky in my opinion. But it was because we were really kind of worried that we didn't really have a show, until the night before.
Oh yeah.
So we were all just kind of like making sure we got like our footing and stuff like that. Friday comes around, and it's like almost an entirely flawless show. I don't think anybody dropped lines or anything like that. And then Saturday is usually like our goof around. Like we'll make jokes, not to the audience or anything like that, but we'll have jokes with each other or whatnot. But so one of the first scenes, Seymour's introducing the little plant, and it's Audrey too, and I'm like, he's like, maybe if we put a strange and interesting plant in the window, and I go, maybe what? Just because you put a strange and interesting plant in the window doesn't mean people are suddenly gonna. And then someone walks through the door, and usually it's just like a really overcharacterized like customer. He's like, yes sir, that is one strange and interesting plant. But this time it was that same overcharacterization, but a guy with a very long like gray wig coming out of the back of his head. And it made me break so hard. I was supposed to be frozen after that because it's supposed to be like a Seymour singing about where he found the plant, and I'm supposed to be frozen. But Zach, friend of the show, Zack Snyder, like caught me standing, like shaking my, like laughing so hard that like you could see me. I was going,
just shivering.
trying not to laugh because he was frozen but had that long ass hair.
Yeah.
And then later in the show during the skip snip scene, and so there's like 3 people that come on and try to get one of them tries to get Seymour onto Life magazine, and the other one tries to get him on NBC for his own gardening show, and I'm just trying to get him to do like college speeches and stuff like that. And so first person comes on, sings, second person comes on, sings, then I come on, and there's like a little break. There's like a little break where he has like a breakdown and stuff like that, and then like I bend down as he's like looking down and like being like, I sign, he's like, where do I sign? And I go, right on the line, that'll do fine. And so he's handing me the contracts, and the second person who came on stage, Mrs. Luce, I think was the character's name, drew a giant Among Us character on their contract, and it just wrote Amogus on the bottom. And I, like, you can see it, Zach also has a video of that, and you can see me like crack because I'm like, I go like, right on the line, and I'm like, they kept trying to get me really good.
Could you see that from like the audience couldn't see that, or it was?
No, the audience couldn't see it. It was all just like actor stuff. And what's funny is that the audience didn't know that the customer wasn't supposed to have that giant gray wig coming out of the back.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. That was really funny. Great show. By the end of it, I kind of felt like I was going through the motions, just because you just get complacent after like a couple shows.
Right.
Everybody said I did a great job. I don't know. It kind of just became like one of those things that you have to do.
Right.
So I appreciate it. I appreciate all the really nice comments and stuff like that. It's just and everybody was like, "Oh, it's your last show. So sad to hear you're leaving," stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, much better this way, honestly.
Right.
And it wasn't. I really don't think of it as like. I'm not saying goodbye to theater as a whole. It's just theater there. So
yeah, for now.
Yeah.
When did your parents go and see it?
They saw it Thursday, so they saw. Not like the worst show, but like it was just the standard show. No, right. Like overdoing anything or like underdoing things or, overacting or underacting anything. It was just the baseline show.
Right, right.
So.
That's fun. Yeah, I wish I could have gone. But obviously.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. Well, I do, but I could not. But I'm glad it went well. And I'm glad people came out and saw it.
Yeah, it went well enough.
It went well enough.
Yeah.
Anything other than that going on with you and the wet and wild world?
Just trying to get my grades up.
I feel that.
Trying to get my
When are you done with this semester?
My last day of classes. This is not finals, but classes is August. April 22nd. So next Friday.
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty soon.
Yep.
And then you get some days off to like study, right? Don't you?
Yeah, then I get 3 days off, and then I have a final for like 4 days in a row. Well, Thursday, Friday, off Saturday, Sunday, then Tuesday, Thursday, or no, Monday, Tuesday.
So you're probably completely done that like second week of May.
Yeah,
No
Yeah.
wish.
for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be done. I'm gonna be done. No, actually, the first week of May, I'll be done by like the 3rd or 4th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but who's to say?
Who's to say if you're actually done? And
And
then
then I
what?
have-
And then what? And then you're working and stuff, or what's next?
Yeah, then I have work. But I also am going on a site visit.
Mhm.
Where I work, I think from like 8 to 5 or something like that, or 8:30 to 5. I'd have to look it up, but at this one pharmacy where I get community service.
Is that every week?
basically. Yeah, I do it like 5 days a week for 3 weeks.
Like just sometime over the summer?
Yeah, I don't know the days off the top of my head.
No, I was just curious.
I think it's like mid-June to early July, if I recall correctly. I don't
How
know.
many days a week are you going to be working?
I
Or
don't
do you
know.
know? It just depends. Huh.
Yep.
Just curious. Just wondering. Happy that you'll be getting at least a slight break.
Yeah, I'm gonna
In a
give
way.
myself a slight break.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna slight myself.
I'm gonna give yourself a slight break in your fibula.
Yeah, give me a slight break all over my body.
I've always wanted to. Broke your back last night. Anyways,
Slide on me.
slide on me.
Slide on me.
You remember that game that I brought up, Slighting?
Yeah.
That sport.
Oh yes, slighting.
Slighting. Well, Gavin.
So I know that you had a busy week, and it's about to be a
Yes.
45-minute jack-off session for Carson.
Right.
So everybody, if you don't want to hear from me, if you guys want to tune in next week, I'll be here next week, and Carson will be also there. But next week's gonna be my episode.
All right, guys. From here on out, if you want to hear any more from Gavin, just tune in next week. Gavin, go ahead and mute your headphones. Gavin, go ahead and do whatever you need to do. I'll go and wrap it up from here. No, I will try and keep this as concise as possible, and it is involved. So don't be a shithead and say it's all about me. I am waiting for you. As soon as you're done wrapping up everything you need to do, I'm ready to go. Okay. Anything else? Anything else from you, Gavin? Any more unimportant shit going on in your life, dude?
I'm trying to think of anything, but not really anymore. I'm done.
Come on.
I'm done. You can, go ahead, leave.
Finally, dude.
Get it.
We're never gonna talk about me on this show.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus. No, but everybody wants to know what's going on in my life.
So, from what I understand, I don't want to jump the gun here, but it seems that you met
You can jump it.
you may have met one of you may have met one of our no other way. Yep. You may have met one of our idols in person,
Maybe even two.
or two,
I met
or
Jeremy Renner.
even three.
Jeremy Renner. I got to meet Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have. I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say?
There's evidence, but we haven't proven it in the court of law.
Right. Well, so let's just. I kind of want to go down. I want to not
down memory lane.
super detailed list of literally every single thing I did, but
Yeah. Let's go down memory lane a little bit here.
as much that is interesting as possible. So, if you guys heard last week, I was on my way to Los Angeles, California, where I
Los
just got back.
Angeles.
Los Angles, Los Lonely Boys, where I literally just got back yesterday afternoon.
The city that never sleeps.
The city of angels. I was.
That dog is going ballistic outside.
Oh no, it's upstairs. It's not outside.
No, okay.
5:15 on the dot every fucking day.
Fuck
That
yeah.
goddamn dog starts barking, so I apologize because you guys, if Gavin can hear that, you guys probably can too. So, I was out there for a week, visiting mostly, and I mentioned office hours because those guys are based out there, and I did get to go visit. I was not on the episode just because there was just so many people, which I can get to in a minute. at the studio that I'll
You
get
work
to
for
that in a
Office
minute.
Hours,
But
right? You work for Office
yeah,
Hours?
so Office Hours Live is Tim Heidecker's podcast and live show. It streams on YouTube every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, if you guys want to go check that out. And actually, welcome and thank you to all of the possibly new listeners who came from Office Hours. I did get a reasonable influx of new followers after posting about being there, which is cool. So thank you and shout out if there's any new listeners. And I know there just has been a couple that have trickled over the past couple months. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoy this show. Probably not as much as that show, but if you enjoy it a little bit, I do appreciate it. Yeah, so I went out there to
We're more
visit.
for the Gen Z era here.
Right. Like they're the boomer
Yeah, they're the
podcast. Like this is
boomer,
like the
just
more
old-ass
up to date.
fucking humor.
Right. We're like up to date Gen Z.
Yeah.
So if you guys want
Yeah.
more of like a up to date, like kind of on it, more woke show, you'll want to listen to us.
Yeah.
So I went out there for that, but also for other reasons too. But so I got there on Tuesday, and on Wednesday was when I got to meet all of the guys at the Office Hours headquarters in Glendale, California. We filmed some stuff there for some things and got to meet everybody. And then after that, we did a sound check with the band Zulu, who was on the show the next day. Just super cool. Just like being, I mean, like when I first walked in, it was just so surreal and just weird. And did not feel real to be there in person. Yeah, it was just weird, watching these guys on the screens for 2 years or longer, depending. And then now they're right in front of my face. Is like just such a weird thing, Not only do I work for them and work with them and all of that, but like I did start out I started out and still am a huge fan of everything they all do. And it's like just weird to see people you idolize and love to watch just like, oh, they're right here and they know me and and everything like that. And it was just
that was one thing I was trying to explain to one of my friends is that like while you were in LA, I was like, yeah, like Carson is literally in LA meeting one of the guys that we laughed our asses off after a Super Bowl party with.
Right.
Or at like he edited this video and we were laughing our asses off at this video that he had edited.
Right.
I'm like, and now he's meeting him, and
right.
I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, just super, just weird. I mean, like that's the only way I can explain it is like, it was just so bizarre just to be there and to meet
character.
them. And right, that's how I felt. I was just like, wow, now I'm like in this thing I've been watching for so long, and here I am.
Right.
And it's just such a surreal thing to be there. So we did that, and I got to meet all of them, and then the next day was the actual day of the show. And the plan is I was going to sit co-pilot with Matt in the studio during the show. But this was the first time they had ever had a full 5-piece band on the show. And the studio's it's reasonable size, but it barely fits the main people who are there. So also adding a 5-person band in there, it's just like a lot of people. So the last minute call was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have you in there. So I was like, that's fine. But then the other thing is they also have like what they call the control room, where they have the audio engineer and the video producer guy, Wes and Luke, and then the other intern there, Alec, who all hang out in there. And I was like, okay, maybe there'll be room in there. I'm like, it's even smaller in there, obviously.
Right.
But then they also had someone there training, so then it's 4 people in this like closet. And so without anybody even saying anything to me, I was just like, I'm just gonna sit outside, because like this is like, I just like, and nobody was like mad or anything, but I was just like, I just feel like I'm taking up so much space.
Right.
So I ended up just sitting outside, which ended up being fine because Vic usually brings his dog Rosie with him, and because my assumption is that probably nobody can watch her during the day, so he'll bring her, and she's extremely well behaved, like does not really move at all, which is it sounds very funny, right? But she was a rescue dog, and so she has some issues from that, but she's like very well behaved and doesn't just kind of just hangs out and chills. But
That's why I'm friends with you, is because you're like my rescue dog.
right, I kind of just follow you around and I don't say anything.
Yeah. You only speak when spoken to.
Right. But she does not like loud noises. Now, the one thing about Zulu that I mentioned is Zulu is a hardcore band.
Right.
And they're very loud, and it's a very small room. And I was only in there. The only time I got to hear them was during sound check, which was fun because I was the only body in the room during sound check. And so I'm just like 5 feet away from this, hardcore band that I really love. And they're just like, blast. It was just awesome to just be there. Right. But, so she wouldn't like that. So Vic asked me if I could watch her. So I probably would have had to have been outside anyways. To watch her. Now the thing is with that, so we get there that morning, and all that's happening. It's just kind of like chaotic with waiting on people to get there and get everything set up and get ready to go and everything like that. So I'm trying to stay out of the way as best as I can, and everything. So I go outside, I get everything set up for what all I need to do, which is just the regular Zoom stuff and everything during the show. And a few minutes before, Vic comes and gives me Rosie, and I'm holding her and stuff like that, and she's super sweet. And so
she pisses all over me.
And you wait a second. Literally probably 5 minutes before we're about to go live, the band's getting in there. Actually, the band was in there. They're getting set up. Vic walks back in. After, making sure Rosie's okay with me, I sit down with Rosie. We're sitting there for just a few minutes, and me and Doug were outside, and Doug was doing something else. And as he was coming through this gate, I still don't know what happened. I think she just freaked out that Vic walked away or something. But she freaked out, and I'm holding her, not super tight, and she just lets out a huge yelp as she jumps into the air, hits the ground, and runs inside after Vic, and is still yelping as she's inside. And I'm like, and I of course chase after her because I'm like fuck, what the hell did I just do? I'm like, I just fucked something up really big time. I'm like, I don't even know what I did. And so I get her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And nobody was mad, but I was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, I was just out there, and she just freaked out, whatever. So I get her. I go back out. Show starts, and after that, she was fine. It took her a minute to kind of calm down and stop shaking. And so I'm sitting down for a few, and literally, I'm sitting, and she's a small dog too. I didn't mention that, but I'm sitting down, and then a few minutes passed, and I was like, I kind of looked down, and I'm like, is that a piece of dog shit on the ground right next to my water bottle? I was like, how did I not notice that? And then I kind of tap it with my foot, and I'm like, oh, that's fresh. And I'm like, so somehow between when Rosie was in my lap and when she jumped off, she somehow shit
midair.
Right. I mean, it had to have been because where the turd was right next to me where I was sitting. Where she jumped was a few feet in front of me.
Right.
So it literally either had to, she had to have shit on me when I sat down and it fell off my leg, which I had no evidence of that, or when she was jumping midair.
She was, under your arm and she just shit out the back.
Well, that's what I thought too, but I didn't face that way. Her ass would have been facing this way and the turd was this way. So somehow this turd came flying out after that happened, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." So you
tell me that it was only poo-poo time and no pee-pee time?
There was no pee-pee. It was just poo-poo.
Wow.
So
usually for humans, it's poo-poo time means pee-pee time.
Right.
But not every pee-pee time means poo-poo time.
Not for puppers.
I guess not for puppers.
So I ended up feeling really bad because I
shit out of that dog.
Because I scared the shit out of it. Where I didn't even do anything, but I scared it. Let me just preface that. I didn't do anything. I'll get to that in a minute, why I think it happened, but yeah. So I felt really bad because a little bit later, the intern Alec comes out, and I was like, hey, Alec, and I kind of told him the whole story. And as I'm telling it to him, I'm like, it does seem really weird that I'm being like, yeah, the dog just shit. I don't know how it got there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like I'm trying to like cover up something I did.
Cover up that you took a shit.
Yeah, jeez, I don't know. That's a really big shit that came out of that dog for sure. So as I'm explaining that to him, I felt really bad, and I'm like, do you think you could clean that up for me? I'm like, I'm sorry to make you do it, but I'm like, I don't know where to get anything for that. You know what I mean? So he ended up cleaning that up for me, which I just felt bad because it's like I don't want to make him do that because he's an intern. Like I literally just didn't know. I didn't know what to do.
No, we get it, Carson. You have a god complex.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody is an intern to you, no matter how much they get paid or not.
I make the interns do all the hard work.
Yeah. Bring me my coffee, intern.
Right.
Bitch.
So that happened.
Like my dick.
Eat my dick. So that happened, and that was just like, so that like, it was just so hectic and stressful because it was like right before the show and then happened, and I just felt so bad because I was just like, fuck. I'm like, what even happened? So Vic comes out later, and I tell him the whole story, and he ends up telling me that the night before they had a babysitter. And it sounded like a similar situation, like they were going to leave or were walking away. And I guess Rosie like freaked out and like bit the babysitter and stuff like that and all that. So like, and pissed on the baby, actually, and pissed on her too. So it sounds like this was not her first offense. And that ended up happening.
Has to be put down, you know.
Yeah, right. No, she is a sweet girl. I love Rosie,
Yeah.
but that was just like, oh, it was just so stressful that happened. You know, and everything. But other than that, yeah, it went really well. It was just a lot of fun just to be there and to experience it, even though I wasn't like in the thick of it, of course. But I was still extremely grateful just to be able to be there and everything like that, and you know,
to be asked to go.
Right, exactly. Be asked to be there and everything, and yeah. So that was pretty much, you know, the
whole trip,
the meat and potatoes of the office hours stuff. I went out the night before with producer Matt to go get. We went to this bar that served hot dogs, and so we hung out for like 2 or 3 hours, just, you know, kicking back brews and, you know, tomcatting around and stuff at this bar. And then we ended up getting.
See how many women you guys could pick up.
Right.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes, we timed each other.
Yeah.
And the next day after the show, we went and grabbed lunch and everything. So, big shout out to Matt for kind of being my semi tour guide, and, you know, just overall for spending time with me while I was out there. If somehow, Matt, you're hearing this, I really do appreciate that, and appreciate you being kind of the wrangler for
the meat and potatoes of the
for
trip.
being the meat and the potatoes. But yeah, I really appreciated that, and it was just really fun getting to know Matt more and spending time with my coworker,
your boss,
my sub boss,
yeah,
my subversive,
your sub,
my submissive. No, but I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the office hours guys for being so welcoming and everything. And it was just funny because, like, you know,
did you have like an actual conversation with any of them? Like outside of office hours?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you're saying with like Vic and Tim and Doug and all them. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. I got to chat with them about stuff and, you know, and all of that, and, you know, can go into more.
Tell them about how you're from Missouri.
Yeah, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, I'm from Missouri.
Yeah. No, I could tell you more about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just great, and all of the office hours crew, like I said, Luke, Wes, Alec, all of those guys, just all super nice, and, you know, kind of got to learn from them about what they do and how they do it and all that. And yeah, just appreciate all those guys for being so welcoming, and happy to be a part of the crew from afar, and can't wait to get back out there and do it again soon. So I feel like I was going to say one more thing about that. I know I don't remember. But yeah, thank you. Thank you to all those guys and everybody. I want to thank everybody for the opportunity. So that was only Thursday. That was only 2 days into my trip.
I'm gonna interrupt. I'm gonna
Please.
pardon the interruption here.
Please.
I actually, our friend Joe, Joe K.
Oh, okay.
Plays saxophone.
Faxophone? Oh,
Uh,
we're losing him.
yeah, he came with his girlfriend, Karina.
Oh, to the
Yeah, to the
musical.
show. Yeah,
Nice.
and that was really cool. And then Saturday, Zach came for my last show with his mom and his girlfriend.
Nice.
And yeah, it was really weird because I was just really tired Thursday because I had school the entire day before, or half of the day before. I I don't know. I was just tired. I was just tired and like just really hungry. So I felt really bad just kind of like telling my I got like kind of just telling my parents like, thanks for coming. I didn't get a picture with him or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad, but
I don't
like
feel bad.
I would hope you don't. But like it was just like I don't know. I was just so in a rush to like just go eat and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
You're ungrateful. I mean, let's just be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm part of the Ungrateful Dead.
Right. I love that band with
Yeah.
John Myers and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Myers and all those
Mike
guys.
Myers. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad all those.
yeah.
Shout out to all those people for coming on.
I'm trying to think of anybody else
supporting
who I
Gavin.
wasn't. One of our chemistry professors came too, and she was like, "Oh, you're so good at doing everything. I don't know how you find time to do it." I'm like, "Trust me, I don't."
You're sitting there like, yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know either.
A
I'm
little
so
coke
tired
on your
right now.
nose.
Yeah. You just life finds a way.
Life finds a way. They should put that on a T-shirt.
So yeah, they should. You ever heard of a movie? They should make it into a movie.
Yeah.
Going on to your Friday.
Right. So back to, what everybody's here for. My story, the meat and potatoes. Get a roast beef and some Yukon Golds. So that leads us to Friday when my friend Blake shows up. So I ended up texting Blake and asking my friend Blake, who lives in Florida, seeing if he wanted to come out with me for a couple days last minute, and he decided to. So he came out on Friday, stayed with me from Friday to Tuesday. We did a bunch of stuff. So Friday he had a super long day of flying because he lives in the Florida Keys, and so
he had a couple crossover events.
Right, he had to cross the international date line.
Multiverse. He had to join the multiverse and stuff like that.
That was actually a different Blake from the other multiverse.
Yeah.
So he has to drive like an hour and a half, or maybe even 2 hours, to Miami to go to their airport. And then he had a whole fiasco there that set him back like a couple hours. So he ended up getting there later than he wanted to. And so we were planning,
pissed.
and he pissed everywhere. And
No, he was pissed.
He was pissed. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. We had plans to go see a group that I had never heard of, but he likes a couple of their songs called Snake Hips on Saturday. And that was just because, we both wanted to go see a concert while we were out there, and that was just kind of the only one that him and I could both find.
Agree on.
No. So that was the tentative plan, and a couple days before, a friend of mine who I would like to get on this show at some point in time, named Howard. I don't exactly know how to pronounce his last name, but if you look up Howard, or I think if you just look up the Dancing Man of L.A. on YouTube, there's a short documentary on him, I believe, on like PBS's YouTube channel, I want to say. Go watch that. Howard is such a funny and hilarious guy. I've gotten to know him over the past couple of years, and we've become friends and stuff like that. And so I wanted to get together with him while I was out in LA, and I was like, let's go see a show or something. And
You're like, please help me get Blake off my back. Now he's here.
I need to. Can you have Blake stay with you or something?
Yeah, something. It's just terrible.
It's just not working out.
I can't jack off whenever I want.
I can't. There's no room. So I asked him about that, and he's like, oh, I'm going to see the group Aha from the 80s, maybe even late 70s, I don't know. Yeah, they do that song. They do Take On Me, in case you don't know. They do some other songs that are well known, but that's the biggest one. So they were doing three
Their
nights.
definition of one-hit wonder in the 80s.
Pretty much. They were doing 3 nights at this I almost said restaurant.
At the Coliseum.
At this theater venue called the Wheel Turn in downtown Los Angeles. So they were playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. and Howard mentioned that to me. But tickets were like, it was like $100 and something for these tickets, and I was like, I don't want to see them that badly. No offense, but I mean, it would be fun to go see them. Yada yada. So on Friday, Howard texts me and he says, "Hey, like if you want to go, tickets are literally $10 for tonight." And I'm like, "How did they go from 125 to now $10?"
Right.
But that's just because they wanted to fill up seats. And so I was like, "Oh, maybe." Oh no, sorry, this was Thursday night. I was like, "Maybe I'll go tonight." And I was like, "No, let me text Blake and see if maybe we'll go on Friday." Because tickets for Friday were cheap too. So Blake shows up and tickets were still like really cheap. So I was like, "You want to go?" And so that's what we ended up doing Friday night, was going to see Aha. And that was just such a weird and fun experience seeing them, because they're good. They're very good live. I still can't say I'm in love with all of their music, but I did enjoy it. As far as I can tell, the keyboard player, lead singer, and guitar player are all original members. And the other 3 members I don't believe are. But the lead singer was like very like stiff. He did not move at all. So he would get done singing and put his mic down and just stand there. Like, I'm not even joking. He was stiff. He did not move at all.
Somebody come get the animatronic engineers out here for Disney.
Right. I felt like it was at Chuck E. Cheese. So that was just such a weird thing, because I just couldn't stop laughing about how funny it was.
The animatronics get a little quirky at night.
I got a little quirky here. And then I got to meet Howard, and I'm about to post some pictures later, so go on my Instagram if you want to see what Howard looks like. But that was fun to meet him, because he's a hoot and
eccentric.
A half. Very, very eccentric person. So we got to do that on Friday. And then Saturday we went and did some vintage shopping, got to meet some people in that community out there. And then Sunday was this big flea market called Rose Bowl, which we got up like super early to go do that and buy some vintage clothes. And again, meet more people that I've been talking to for the past 5 years now, and finally getting to meet them in person. And that was kind of fun. That was fun to do that, and got some cool T-shirts and stuff. And yeah, and then we literally had to get up at like 4 a.m. for that. So
wow.
We went back and slept for like an hour or more. And then that night...
Did you ever go to In-N-Out? Did you ever go to In-N-Out? Did you ever go to In-N-Out Burger? Oh, okay, good.
We did. I think that's what we did that night. After that, we went and got In-N-Out, and Shake Shack's still way better. Shake Shack's got nothing on In-N-Out.
I mean, I really don't. I don't see why there would be a comparison. I think of In-N-Out as like McDonald's, and like Shake Shack as being like exquisite.
I mean,
like,
that's what I would say,
restaurant.
but Blake thinks that In-N-Out's way better. And there are people who think that In-N-Out's way better, but
there's no way. Seriously? Wow.
That's what he says. I'm like, I don't even... He said that he had a bad experience at Shake Shack, and it's ruined it for him. And I was like, you got to have it again.
You got to have it again.
Still way better.
Very, very good.
You need to get In-N-Out sometime, because you've never had it, right?
Never had In-N-Out or Whataburger.
I haven't had a Whataburger either, so I can't speak on that.
Yeah, I remember there was a time where we were thinking about going to Whataburger, and then we didn't. So
I've been in Florida and in the area of where Whataburgers are like thousands of times, but I've never gone. I just don't have a desire.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
It's probably because it's orange and white.
Or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't really care. So that was pretty much Sunday. Monday we did some more shopping. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't it on Sunday. Sunday night we went to the Clippers game, which was a lot of fun and very empty.
Yeah,
not too many people there, which explains why the tickets were
That was
$8.
literally like game 82.
Right. I think it was the last game of the regular
game
season, right?
Of the regular season, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the last game of that, and it was funny, and I have a gift for you, Gavin.
Beautiful.
It has to do with the Clippers game, which I'm going to show you now.
Which is funny because the Timberwolves just beat the Clippers last night to officially make it into the playoffs. So
Right. So are the Clippers out then?
no, they face the winner
Right.
of the Spurs and Pelicans.
Right, and then they're out.
And then if
Or
they
maybe
lose that,
not.
they're out or they're in.
Right. So, yeah.
What was your impression of Staples Center?
You mean the Crypto.com arena?
Right.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. It was even though we were literally the second row from the very back, I still felt like I could still like see everything really well.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like I was I was worried that I was going to be like way too far away to even tell what was going on. But I felt like I could easily see what was happening, which was good.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was probably half capacity by like right after halftime, you know.
Yeah.
And before that, it was like not even a quarter. Like nobody was there. But it was a huge blowout with the Clippers winning. Like the Thunder sucked eggs real bad.
Did Giddey play? Do you remember?
Is he on? What team is he on?
The Thunder.
I think so. I don't know.
White guy from Australia.
Yeah, I think so. And then I
Point guard.
believe that fuck, I can't remember his name, of course.
Well, I have a
Amir
few text
something.
messages. Oh yeah, Amir Coffee.
Yeah, Amir Coffee had I believe his career high game, I want to say. And it was like 36 points.
That's insane.
He got a double-double, which was cool. He did really he fucking played his heart out that game. Yeah, read those
I have a
text
couple.
messages.
So, he's Carson I said, "Whoa, that's packed." And he said so many people. And then I said I think PG is playing tonight. He said so many people. He fucking better.
Which he
And
did
said,
not.
I got. Oh, okay.
Which
well,
fucking sucked. I don't even know if he was there. I didn't know if him or
probably not.
Kawhi was there.
Carson said that he had $3,000 on Paul George should take a piss on the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, really? That's such a huge under. I wouldn't have put anything on that. I have to make it more realistic. Like Terrence Mann takes a shit at halftime on a cheerleader.
Right.
And he said, I get why you would make that judgment call, but the odds are looking really good. I got word before the game that PG drank a lot of Gatorade and did not hit the urinal before heading out. I said, Jesus, dude, you got a great bookie then. Hope that bet pans out then. He said, me too. Bet it all on ETH. #crypto.com.
Right. It's true. And even though he didn't play, it didn't happen. So I did lose $3,000, but that's okay. You know,
That's all right.
You win
That's
some.
the price you
lose
pay. That's the price you pay. You're going to LA.
some. That's true. The city of money is what they call it.
Uh-huh.
And I lost
What
all
stays
of
in
it.
LA? Yeah. Uh-huh.
What money you spend in LA is gone.
Did you go to the Boardwalk Empire?
The boardwalk of broken dreams.
Yeah. I walk a lonely boardwalk, only boardwalk, only boardwalk.
No, we didn't go to the beach at all. We didn't go to Santa Monica. We didn't go to Venice. We didn't go to Malibu. We didn't have time for that. So don't ask me. No, we didn't have time.
All right, so what you guys? So you went to the Clipper game. You guys came back, chilled out.
Yeah. So when we got to, actually, I really to speak on the crypto.com arena. Oh, this is an ad from the crypto.com arena. To speak on that, I really did like the venue a lot. I thought it was really nice and clean, unlike most of the city surrounding.
Was it like GTA?
A lot like GTA, cars everywhere and guns and bombs. Oh, sorry.
The flying.
I can't make that joke.
No, you can't.
Nope. I was gonna make a joke and I didn't, and I think that's for the better.
Yeah.
The flying what? Dutchman?
The flying bikes.
Yeah. Flying
were a lot of
bikes,
terraces.
bald guys.
Yeah,
So when we
terrace
got
guys.
there, a lot of terraces that you could go out on like restaurants. So when we got to the Clippers game, the Crypto.com arena, we walked in and I just walked past and Blake goes, "Oh, did you want to get one of those?" And I was like, "What?" And so I didn't even know that it was Fan Appreciation Week or something. And so I have something to give you that I got for free, and it's a Kawhi Leonard bobblehead.
Wow.
That they gave out for free. Hold on, I'll hold it in front of me. Nope, it's gonna get blacked out.
Look at that, Kawhi Leonard.
Who did not even play
Yeah.
that night.
He didn't. Wow, that looks like Nene. You know Nene, right? He played on the Nuggets.
Yeah. Nene. So I got that.
Wow, fun
Yeah.
guy.
Fun guy.
Yeah.
So I got that, and it's yours. I'm gonna give it to you next week, but
Sweet.
I didn't want to save it for next week because
Yeah.
I didn't want to backtrack.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now you can have Kawhi Leonard with you wherever you go. So you're welcome for that. Why did I show his ear? I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
the
listening.
only thing that showed up.
He sees you when you're squeaking. He knows sitting there in a lake. So yeah, Blake sold his to some guy. Some guy came right up to us and said, I'll buy those. And I was like, how much? And he's like, $5. And Blake's like, he just gave it to him. And then Blake gave me the money for it. And I almost did it, but I was like, nah, I want to give it to Gavin.
Yeah.
Gavin likes just spilled soda.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just ruined it. That's all right. I'll get that later. Yeah, I knew you like basketball, and I know you like Kawhi Leonard, so I thought, why the heck not? Heck not.
So this is the part of the show where we go through. I don't even want to fucking say it. This is the part of the show where we go through the in memoriam section of celebrities we've lost this week.
Right. Hold on. Oh, no, go on. Sorry. You were going to say something else?
And very top of this list is the unfortunate...
Excuse me. Sorry. I had to turn my guitar on. Is this appropriate? I don't think so. Oh, wait, that one.
Man, I love
This is
Tyler, the
good.
Creator.
This is that new Kanye song.
The unfortunate...
Sorry. No, we got it. Come on.
The unfortunate mistiming and death of the dearly beloved Gilbert Gottfried. Go ahead and play the clip.
I think I'm just gonna take the music off. It's too loud and
Yes.
it's too funny.
Well,
yeah,
that was
no,
just,
seriously.
That was one thing that I texted Carson right as it landed.
Right as it landed. Yeah, so
I saw
you texted me, and that's the
I
first thing I
saw-
saw when I opened my phone up. when
Yeah,
read
I
it.
saw. Excuse me. I saw. Not Costanza make a tweet about it, and I'm like, seriously?
Right.
And then like his family came out with a tweet afterwards. I'm like, god damn it.
Right. And they preface it as a long-standing illness. I don't know what
Yeah.
illness they were referring to, but it can mean a lot of different
just sucks.
things.
It just sucks because I
Right.
just I it's kind of weird because something came up in my Snapchat memories like a couple weeks ago about like how during the pandemic Gilbert Gottfried had made a TikTok and was making all these fucking terrible TikToks,
Right.
and I was like I strive to be that like level of just like not give a fucking shit about anything and just
Right.
make these horrible awful videos where there's and then one of my favorite clips of all time is he was also on Cameo, right? Is that he was on Cameo and Cold Ones, is that what it is? Yeah, Cold Ones, where played a clip requested a clip where he's like, I am pissing and shitting and coming all over, and like it's
Right.
pretty good, and that's the level of fame that I want to reach.
Right. Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
he was also in like Problem Child 2,
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
He was the bird in Aladdin.
Yeah, he was a bird in Aladdin. Iago. He was also in
He was in.
he was in that Cyber Chasers or something like that. That PBS.
Oh my
show.
God! Yes, he was the
Yeah.
fucking bird. Oh, and
Yeah, he
that's
was the
so
fucking bird in
funny
that.
because it's not funny, but it's interesting because there's an account that I don't follow.
That tweets out
Oh,
celebrity
never mind.
deaths.
It was just some random account that said he/they of the day digit, and it was the bird from
Yeah.
from
yep.
that, which
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny because Quinn used to watch that show all the time, so I sent it to Quinn, and I forgot that he was Digit.
He also played God in Smiling Friends, and like one of the I think that was technically his last voice acting job.
Really? I didn't know that.
And one of the last episodes of Smiling Friends, like in this season, Charlie goes to hell, and but hell's frozen over because Satan is just lazy.
Oh.
And then Satan realizes that he likes like causing people pain, but then God comes down and it's Gilbert Gottfried's horrible, awful, terrible voice.
Yeah.
They're like, "I'm here to save you."
I'll have to watch that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was like his last job. So
he was in Shawshank Redemption.
Was he?
No.
No, okay. Give me one more reason to watch Shawshank Redemption.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, it's really good. Not one of my favorite movies, but
I've seen a little bit of it, but not like all of it.
he was in Goodfellas.
Don't believe that.
What do you think I'm a funny guy? What do you mean I'm funny? Why don't you dance for me?
He also had a lot of appearances on the Howard Stern show.
Right. Whereas not where he got his start, but like I think like kind of like perpetuated his like fame in the comedy world and stuff. And there's a lot of horrible things that
there's a lot of
said
horrible shit that they always used to say in there.
Right. But I think there's a line, and this is kind of what I want to get to with my like praise for Gilbert Gottfried, that there's a line of like certain comedians who have like just a laundry list of terrible, horrible shit that they've said, but I think there's a difference between like saying terrible, horrible shit in order to
get a laugh,
like belittle somebody, or like even if it's for a laugh. Like I think there's a way of like of saying it that's like belittling and not really unfunny and not really great to say. And there's a way to do it that's like it's funny because you shouldn't be saying it. And I think that's kind of what Gilbert did, is like he shouldn't be saying these things, but he is saying it, and that's why it's funny. And I don't want to necessarily say it's okay, but there's a different there are two different degrees. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to be like this is okay and this isn't, but I think that they're held at different
You're gonna get
standards.
canceled.
That's fine. Cancel. Send me to the cancel factory. I think that's what I love so much about Gilbert, is that he just like
he would literally just say whatever the fuck
like you said, like whatever, like just didn't like like him and Norm the same, the exact same way of just like
that's crazy. Dude,
whatever.
We lost a lot of great comedians.
Right.
Recently.
Well, him and
Bob Saget.
Norm and those guys are all kind of in the same world. And that other guy whose name I can never remember for the life of me, who
I don't really know
passed
who
away.
it is.
I didn't either, but he was kind of in that same world with those guys.
Yeah.
I know.
There's like a selfie that's floating around or a picture of all three of them, and I'm like, wow, that's
right
that's
in heaven. A selfie of them in heaven. But yeah, just sad. I mean, it's always sad to lose somebody, but especially somebody like that who I've always admired.
I could show you the world.
Right. That was from The Lion King.
The Lion King.
The Lion King. But yeah, just sad to get that news yesterday, and just sad to be losing so many great comedians from back in the day that are still relevant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he was definitely someone that I. Sorry, I had an intermission. Yeah, just sad. I really do like Gilbert a lot, and what all he did, and that he stayed relevant and everything throughout it all, and yeah, and he will definitely be missed for sure.
Jimmy Renner on the Truth Social has been tweeting about getting
What is
his
he been
balls
saying?
stuck.
Getting his balls stuck in what?
everything.
Weren't we talking about getting our balls stuck in the laundry? Oh, you kept saying that you're getting your balls stuck in the laundry chute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Any updates on that?
I've been working on it.
I get it. Are you doing anything this weekend? Well, I guess Easter. Easter's on Sunday. Isn't that crazy? Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah. I'm going to a cast brunch on Sunday.
What's Saturday?
Saturday I have work. I'm covering for somebody who covered for me.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Well, I can't do anything Friday either. Well, I want to get together with you, Gavin. I want to see you and your beautiful bride.
Let's get together, why don't we?
Let's get together. You, me, and your beautiful wife, huh?
Your beautiful broad. Your beautiful broad.
Your beautiful broad, and that broad chest of us.
That great big personality of ours.
That big broad chest of us. Oh man, I can sail across the 7 seas on that thing. You can get a big motorboat going on that broad chest. What are you listening to?
I was gonna ask you the same thing, Carson. What are you listening to this week? Okay, Carson, what are you listening to this week? Carson, what are you listening to this week? Carson, what are you listening to this week? Carson, what are you listening to? You were tapping out the mic on your.
Don't even. Hey man, just don't even. Don't even worry about it. Ugh, I just feel so scatterbrained, kinda. Like I feel like there's so much more about LA I wanted to share, and maybe I could share later on, but I'm just so tired. I'm just so fed up. So I thought I was circling back this week on my what I'm listening to, but I went back through and I couldn't find that I ever recommended anything from this album. I swore I had recommended a song from this album, but I could not find a trace of it. It had all been cleared. It had all been tampered with. I couldn't find anything. So I guess I had never recommended a song from this album, but I was in the mood. I was in the mood to listen to a song from this album that I had been jamming a while ago. And I put it on today, and I was like, "Fuck it! I want to listen to this whole album because I had before, and I was kind of on it, but I listened to it again today, and I was like, holy shit, is this a fucking amazing album? And I want to get more into this band because I just think that this album is so good. But the album is called "Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face" by the band End. And the song I thought I had recommended is called "Pariah," which I swear I had recommended.
You had. No, you did.
Really? Because I couldn't find it at all. So I'm pretty sure I just recommended the song. So if I did, then I am circling back now to recommend the whole album, just because I think it's so. Which I try not to do, but this album is just so good that I can't not do it, and it is what I'm listening to. But yeah, just this whole album is just like, it's just so heavy and dirty and great. It's just a great album. I would definitely recommend The Reach of Resurrection and Fear Me Now are just insanely good. I mean, like I said, the whole album is amazing, but those two songs in particular are just like so fucking good. Yeah, so that came out in 2020. Go listen to that album, "Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face" by End. Gavin, what are you listening to?
I'm still listening to Impera by Ghost. Can't stop listening to it.
You know what? There's a guy a podcast I listen to, and he was out on Ghost. He was a really big fan when they first started, and then he was out on them, and then now he's become a fan again because of that.
Yeah, the album is just a fantastic listen through.
He said that he hates 20s.
Yeah, no,
which is I feel like it's obvious. I feel like there's got to be people who love it though.
Yeah, the more I listen to it, the more I don't hate it, but it's still like a little bit out of place in my head.
Right.
It kind of sucks because I wish that there was more like double bass in it.
Oh.
In it, like, you know, at the beginning there's a lot of double bass and like it sounds like it'd be really cool, and then it gets to listen up, action man, and it's like, all right, grabbing them by the hoo-ha. But this week I'm listening to I'm listening to the My Type EP by Saint Motel.
My type.
What's
that?
That's My Type. That's the song. But the EP has My Type, Ace in the Hole, Cold Cold Man, and Midnight Movies, and I like all of those songs. This is from Saint Motel. The EP came out in 2014, but
what kind of music does Saint Motel make?
Like alternative pop.
Okay.
And Midnight Movies is interesting because it's like a story of like back and forth. It's like he's knocking at her door and she won't let her. He won't leave and stuff like that. So anyway, interesting.
Sounds like a Me Too moment.
Yeah. Hashtag Me Too 2014.
Hashtag Coney 2012.
Yeah. Coney 2012. Yeah. I don't know. Not a great week for listening to music for me, just because I'm constantly having to focus on other things. But
right. So what do you got going tonight that you got your baby blues on?
We are hosting an event, or this women fraternity on campus called Lambda Kappa Sigma is hosting a event called Mr. Silcop. It's like a male beauty pageant, kind of like poking fun at just beauty pageants in general. It's for charity, for Project Hope. And I'm hosting it. I was a part of it. I was part of it before the pandemic hit.
You won it, right?
I won fan favorite.
But you haven't actually won it.
Yeah, so I'm hosting it this time.
Hot.
Yeah. But the guy who I'm co-hosting it with was also the winner in 2019. So it was a little give and cake.
Little give and cake.
Yeah.
So what do you got to do for that? Do you have to
just host? Got to host. Get a little sauce. Get a little sauce beforehand. Not
really?
kidding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's not like you're hosting it like a.
It's not like a very, very formal event. It's like we're literally just doing shit on stage and embarrassing ourselves.
That's fun.
So,
all right, well I'm gonna come
excited to see where it goes. Yeah. Hopefully somebody films something funny. That happens, but because it usually gets pretty, it gets pretty crazy sometimes. There was one time, freshman year, one of the judges who was Mr. SoCal 2018, like ripped off his pants and it like the ripped off his pants and he was wearing a Speedo that said like "kiss me" or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's got me hot and bothered.
Yeah, I know, me too.
All right.
Well, yeah, I gotta get going here pretty soon.
Well, let's get the fuck out of here. Sorry for the quick and somewhat rushed episode this week. Like I said, as far as I can tell, we should be back to normal next week. Hopefully with a guest. I need to double check that. But yeah, should be fun either way with being back in person. I do have a taste test planned for next week. I just got that today.
Okay, good. If Tuesday's a better day for me.
Yeah. Let's stop the recording, then we can talk about that.
Okay.
And we can figure that out because there's some things I wanted to ask you about. You want to give us a little bit of an outro? Yeah, I'll put it in post. Fuck it, I'll do it in post.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 58. Keep sharing, keep tuning in, keep watching, keep listening, keep doing whatever you're doing, keep being you. We're here always, listening here.
We're here, you're here, we're here.
Carson, any last words?
Thank you. Just give me a second. Just pretend like there's not awkward silence here.
Goodbye, bye.